honor it is to be here with you all today as we gather in the spirit of sacred remembrance, righteous resistance, and radical hope. And let me begin by extending my heartfelt gratitude to Embrace Boston and its visionary leader, Dr. Amari Parrish-Jeffries, the entire Embrace team for their relentless commitment to truth-telling and justice-seeking. All of my partners in government, for which I'm grateful that you stand in the gap every day. And a special and heartfelt thank you to Martin Luther King III. It is an extraordinary honor to stand in your presence. I'm grateful to you, to Andrea, and Yolanda. You are a living bridge between generations of struggle, sacrifice, and perseverance, and a steward of your father's towering legacy. We are deeply grateful for the wisdom, dignity, and moral clarity you continue to bring to the ongoing fight for justice and liberation. And now to all of you, I'm thankful for every elder, every organizer, every agitator, every faith leader, every freedom fighter, every justice seeker who arrives at this moment today, because indeed in this moment, the work of peaceful protest and of democracy is in and of itself an act of courage. In this moment, dissenting and truth-telling in this moment are in and of themselves a courageous act. In this moment, exercising freedoms, free speech, and those things that should be birth and constitutional rights are in and of themselves a courageous act. They are a courageous act because there are forces at work that are anti-woke because they want you to be asleep. Dr. King challenged us to remain awake in the midst of a great revolution. They want you to be asleep because they want you to be ignorant and uninformed. They want you to be asleep because they want you to be indifferent to your own injustices and that of your neighbor. There are forces at work that want you to be inactive. They want you to be ignorant, indifferent, and inactive. And so the fact that you are here today is a courageous and radical act. Today we commemorate the 1965 Freedom March and Rally, a moment in our shared history that was both historic and pivotal in the fight for educational equity, where people 20,000 strong assembled on this common. Thousands of our elders and ancestors marching from Roxbury to Boston Common. They walked and marched with dignity and determination, carrying on their shoulders the weight of generations and holding in their hearts the fierce hope of a more just future. It was raining that day too. Today we come together in remembrance and in recommitment, and we take stock to affirm this historic moment when forces are working every day to erase our history. But we affirm and celebrate Boston's history, American history, Black Boston history. They marched to defend civil rights and human dignity. They marched for the right to vote, for access to quality jobs and affordable housing, and for an end to the racial violence and economic exploitation that defined their daily lives. Their actions were not only a cry for justice, but a bold declaration that Black lives matter. Those courageous marchers knew what we still know today, that power concedes nothing without demand, that justice is not simply given freely. Justice is earned through struggle, through organizing, through agitating, through collective action and resolve. We can stand here today because of the sacrifices and leadership of local civil rights giants. Many of them are with us here today. These leaders did not pursue justice for accolades, for attention, or for likes on social media. They did it because they believed deeply in the transformative power of community. and in the potential of a multiracial democracy rooted in equity and compassion. As we honor their legacy, we acknowledge that the work they began remains unfinished. The same forces they fought, racism, poverty, and injustice, continue to shape the lives of far too many people in our communities today. We are living through perilous times. Across the country, we are witnessing, this is the season to call a thing, so I'm gonna say, of witnessing a dangerous resurgence of white supremacy, of state-sanctioned violence, of economic exploitation, of authoritarian rhetoric. Occupant Trump means to make America Jim Crow again. But let me be clear, I carry the lessons and the love of our ancestors with me into every room that I enter. None of us here are new to this, we're true to this. As marginalized people, our whole lives we have had to litigate, legislate, and agitate for those things that are a birthright for the majority. So we were built for this. We're fighting for justice, for dignity, and for policies that center the people, because the movement for Black liberation, for economic justice, for a multiracial democracy did not end in 1965. This movement is still alive in 2025 because Jim Crow is still alive. As Dr. King said, the work of segregation is another form of enslavement, just shrouded in different niceties and complexities. So they may call it by different names, but we are still in the civil rights movement. Jim Crow is still alive when they are right now seeking to resegregate our schools, workplaces, and communities. Jim Crow is still alive when they are legislating voter suppression. Jim Crow is still alive when they deny constitutional rights. Jim Crow is still alive when they will brutalize, imprison, intimidate you to silence you. Jim Crow is still alive when the Supreme Court has been enlisted as co-conspirators in this extremist march and has gutted affirmative action. So we must recommit ourselves. This is not just a commemoration, it is a continuation. This is not just a remembrance, it is a recommittal to the ongoing march for justice, for housing, for education, for healthcare, for environmental rights, for reproductive rights, for public safety, for true economic opportunity. All of these struggles are connected. Each of them is a thread in the fabric of Black liberation and our collective liberation. And we must approach this work with the same courage, discipline, and stamina that our elders and ancestors brought to the streets in 1965. Let us not allow this commemoration to remain solely in our memory. Let it live in our movement, in our organizing, our advocacy, our legislation, and our votes. Let it live in the ways that we show up for one another, in the policies we fight for, and in the justice that we demand. We are the successors to a powerful legacy. And with that inheritance comes responsibility. The work is not finished. The fight is not over. The march is far from complete. We are still in the civil rights movement. This is not a fight for the next 4 years. This is a fight for the next 100 years. And it is going to require all of us. We are the ones our ancestors dreamed of, and it is now our sacred duty to keep marching. And marching right alongside me and my colleagues in this work every day is the mayor of the city of Boston, who has the honor of representing the city where Martin and Coretta fell in love, recognizing that before there was Montgomery, there was Boston. Before there was Atlanta, there was Boston. We are grateful to our mayor for her work on the front lines, and we now bring her to the podium, our mayor, Michelle Wu.